and welcome to the NXT review. We are the Dudley Boys of What Culture. I'm Adam Wilbourn, joined by Michael Hamflett and Michael Sidgwick here to review everything that happened on last night's episode of NXT. But before we get into it, if you're a fan of this sort of thing, make sure you subscribe to WhatCulture Wrestling on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, and YouTube, where we do daily wrestling podcasts where we're not going to review a show formerly known as NXT 2.0. From AEW. Dynamite! AEW Collision. Pay-per-views, premium live events. We have interviews, roundtable discussions, and a round of the week complete with a pretty good quiz, of course, on Wrestle Culture. As I said, though, joined by Hamflett and Sidgwick to review last night's NXT and all the fallout from NXT Battleground. You're grounded! Battlegrounded, but now you're not a winner.
And nor is somebody else on the show. For a change, Fallout is not simply a podcast title fodder. Stuff happened.
Yes.
This was Fallout. Before we go bit by bit through the show, I just wonder if, as opposed to the last couple of years, when despite, I would argue, an improvement in the NXT WWE overlapping with like Triple H and Shawn Michaels, communicating a bit more about who's zooming who's using who. There has often been cases where there's been a draft or a superstar shake-up or whatever, and Triple H said, I'm taking them. What? That's two champions I've just lost. I didn't need this, Paul. I got you over in 97. What are you doing to me? This feels like a winds of change period for NXT. You can sense that call-ups are imminent and like drafts or whatever are imminent, and they're booking for that. And it sort of made NXT feel pretty eventful. Like in all the divisions, not just the women's one. Like out of nowhere, NXT has suddenly started to have things happen on it again. And I would say, if I could boil down 2024's failings down to one thing the most, it was like, is anything really happening on this show? Women's division, broadly okay. But even then, it was like, it's the most women's division. The men's, it felt like naught was going on. They were lucky at Alfraxium. There wasn't much else. This little period that we're in feels like, not must see, it's NXT. Some people will never watch it. But if you do watch it,
nor should you.
If you do watch it every week, as we are lucky to and Sidge is paid to, like, it's eventful. Stuff's happening. There are changes, and the show needed it.
I'm fairly certain, before I get your thoughts on this, Sidge, I'm fairly certain on our preview yesterday, we sort of talked a lot about Battleground because we hadn't had a chance to review it, of course, and then sort of just went, yeah, there's two title matches, but it's like a couple of days after a pay-per-view or PLE or whatever, and the two opponents are like a rematch and, no offense, but Jacy, Jayne. So, yeah, they'll defend those titles.
Something to do.
Yeah, and then we'll look forward to Worlds Collide or whatever it may be. Not the case last night.
No. Conspiracy Corner.
That was like Ava Corner. I was like, she got her own corner now.
I have many corners.
I need your help with a lot of this show.
Well, you're coming to the right guy. The ratings haven't been great of late.
No, they're doing 500,000 views on Max apparently for this show. So
the ratings haven't been great. The conversation is the Renaissance era, the Paul Levesque era. Suck my ass. Do you know what's
the full title?
That's my ass and my cock at the same time.
Suck my ass. That's
you suck my ass, give me a reach around. That's how much I hate this shit. The ratings aren't amazing. We are drawing record lows on Netflix, and the conversation surrounding WWE is, are we done here? Are we done here in terms of the Renaissance? So
those are the conversations.
Are we making?
I'm not saying it. Reach around getting it.
Yeah. Are we making desperate moves to? All right. Okay. Well, SmackDown's getting an absolute kicking by everyone online. Yeah, it sucks. Even Dr. Fed knows that. Everyone knows that.
Reeves and Previews are excellent. Shows themselves so gay.
Yeah, they're very self-indulgent across both fronts. And the Raw ratings on Netflix are like not amazing by all accounts. Like they're tumbling down, and guess what happens when you put Sethy on top? Because we've been trying for 10 years, and it often does. Have we been making some moves on NXT? It's like we need some star power quick.
Yeah.
Hence, like give the title to Ethan Page. give it to Jacy, Jayne, and get the good wrestlers.
Can we have them, please? Now.
We need them now. I don't know. It's interesting times.
There was
something to consider.
There was I don't think you're totally wrong there, by the way. There was the draft has been reported for a while now as being June. Some point in June, they were going to do some sort of draft, but they were dragging their heels, calling people up for a while in NXT. There's been a few names that, like, if you think about how quick Julia made it pretty much through NXT, I would say that's the opposite for a lot of the wrestlers that we've seen.
Well, Sid was banging the drum for Roxanne Perez for so long about her making the jump to the main roster.
I'm starting to think it was never going to happen.
Yeah.
But she wasn't the only one, was she? This was happening a lot.
Good, you held that for a while, I give you.
Not long enough. Not long enough.
They did a year-long tease of a Fraxium split. Never delivered the split, and they've come up together. And they're fine. And they're fine. But it was ages. It was ages and ages, and that was happening more and more. And it does, like, change has been needed on NXT. But yeah, there will be some truth to that. Like, there is. Yeah. They've done a bunch of releases lately, so the space is theoretically there. SmackDown's not moving back to 2 hours anytime soon, so there's plenty of space there.
Yeah, you mentioned this the
signing
other day.
all these bad wrestlers, so they're taking up the room.
Is there no confirmed date now then?
No.
For what? Sorry, I totally drifted away.
USA are through.
Oh, draft.
For draft and SmackDown moving back to 2.
Who cares?
USA are really happy.
Left-hand doesn't know what the right hand's doing.
Keeping 3 hours and.
Hello, what's up? Don't know.
Yep, that's Triple H speaking to Road Dogg for sure.
Yep.
We don't get excited for the 2 hours because I won't be surprised if that conversation quality disappears and it stays 3 forever. Like, that's what happened with Raw.
Yeah.
3rd hour of advertising keeps USA sweet in case the Netflix deal halfway through gets terminated, which is contractually possible and based on, current discourse. Netflix will probably want bigger numbers, so there's always USA will always be there, haven't they? USA, where's the Fed going to fall? USA probably. Yeah. Please come back. Like, so.
There's a button for this.
And God bless the United States
network. That's what people in America actually, we call it the USA, but like in America they call it the United States Network.
Right, should we get into this show?
Yes.
Because there's lots to discuss on there. The show opened with a title match, North American title on the line. Ricky Saints defending again against Ethan Page, but Mike Rowe can't even get through the ring introductions before they start brawling, and the security in the ring to try and separate them so they can, I don't know, make this official or whatever. In the end...
Why do these two hate each other so much? Because I was racking my brains watching this to try and
Ethan keeps attacking him, doesn't he?
Yeah, but they're really
Why does
pushing
Ethan Page really hate him so much?
Something has to give.
Is it because is it because he was an ready-made ex-AEW star who won the North American title or a title a few days after?
Yeah.
Like, I can at least...
It's so...
Remember the Lost My Smile Eddie Thorpe stuff with Ethan Page, where he was kind of faking /
Oh, it's Javon Evans.
Waiting to strike. And Javon Evans, sorry.
Michael Hackenbottom learning a trick from Triple H by extending a feud to bloody Kingdom Come.
But at least that was oh, you bastard. You tried to end this young kid's career. You're going to have to pay for this. You've gone crazy. Because you don't get your title opportunities. It's gone to Eddie Thorpe instead. I at least bought why that was it wasn't great, but it was why it was a blood feud. I don't think I really know, other than I'm going to make your life a living hell. Seems a bit much.
Yeah.
Just give a title match if you like.
We're all just colleagues.
Yeah. Anyway. It was an attempt to heat it up, I guess.
But yes, they brawl. They have to be separated. Mike Rowe basically be like, yeah, title match, let's go. Bell rings. Back and forth. Then Page gets caught with an attempted powerbomb, but backdrops Ricky Saints, tries for a very quick ego's edge, but Ricky Saints escapes the apron, and they spill out to the floor, and Page sends him into the ring steps, grabs a chair, security gets in the way, security's trying to keep them separated. Ava runs down, or appears at least, and says, she gives the ref instructions, which we don't hear, unfortunately, but effectively, Sidge, she says, we want a clear winner tonight.
We want a clear winner tonight.
Thank you. Page sends Saints back towards the steps, but he slides through the ring under the ropes, kicks Page down as we go to a break. When we come back, Page attacks some more members of security who are still out there trying to keep the peace somewhat. Saints dives onto him, sending him over the commentary booth, and they're just brawling. Officials have to
Bloody Flair and Funk this.
separate them long enough for the ref to be like, get in that bloody ring. But in all the chaos,
Holy and dusty.
things have spilled everywhere. There's an upturned chair, and Saints has been distracted by the ref and security and what have you. And Paige hits a cutter throat first onto the chair.
That was good. That was good.
Felt like a situational advantage that he was able to take rather than this staged thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like so
We always have
close,
the chairs saved like this.
Yeah.
The upstanding, like, it goes through his bloody throat.
Yeah. Saints sold it really well as well. He just crawls back into the ring, takes a razor's edge, but manages to kick out. Saints gets out of a DDT, though, and fights back. Again, Paige targets the throat. The fans are behind Ricky Saints, of course, and he gets somewhat of a fight back, hits a DDT in there, and gets a near fall out of it as well. But he gets hit with a huge lariat from Ethan Page. Another near fall. Sets up for the Ego's Edge again. Saints tries for the Rochambeau, but Page slides to the apron. And then the finish sees Page drop Ricky Saints on his injured throat, obviously on the ropes. And the twisted grin gets Ethan Page the 1, 2, 3 and the North American title.
I liked way more of this than I didn't, and I wouldn't have said that going in. Like, watching this straight-up match, like, held no interest with me whatsoever. I'd seen them do it at Stand and Deliver.
Yeah.
Wasn't great. It was fine, but it wasn't anything that you would remember. And I was sort of dreading it as a result. So this was a more interesting way to do it. And they've got a couple of benefits here. Ethan Page has potentially taken away here from Ricky Saints, not just his title, but one of his other biggest weapons, the gift of the gab. They should play up to that. Like, Ricky Saints has come to NXT, he runs his mouth, but it's not cocky if you back it up and all that, and he has done, but now he can't.
Second person he's done that to.
Yeah.
With Javon Evans.
With the Javon Evans thing, so there's a bit like Ethan Page, like, because a lot of his stuff there's a bit of mouth law with Ethan Page. He does those poses and he does go for people's throats. He wants to, like, be the...
That next time he's doing his entrance.
Cocky promo guy as well as cocky wrestler, all that sort of stuff. So it wasn't like thrilling or anything, but I can admire it enough. Yeah. I can admire what they were doing here.
I was thrilled.
I sense another match.
Yeah.
I would like, I know, Sidge, I agree.
No.
I would like
some stepped up rematch.
I would like Ricky Saints to lose and immediately go to Raw SmackDown, and can we do a bit of, like,
good start?
Or get off the pot. Like, give him somebody big straight away, something meaningful.
How good are you? Sick of this. Sick of the enigmas in wrestling. Are you
totally
good
agree.
or not?
Totally, that's it. Like, totally agree. Go up to the main roster, babyface or heel, doesn't really matter. I think Ricky Saints can do both, but I would like to see, like, what have you got? Like, what have WWE got in Ricky Saints? What's he got in this role? He is beyond NXT, that much we know. And
he could have easily been the third man in Rollins' group, couldn't he? Yeah.
He's older and more experienced than you think, so he's more ready than is sometimes perceived of a Ricky Saints. Yeah, there's going to be one more match, but let this be that, and off he goes.
You could, make the argument that I might have already answered that question. A truly great professional wrestler, truly great, that Ricky Starks Saints bets on himself to be, backs himself to be. If he was a truly great professional wrestling superstar, he would have already demonstrated it, even in this NXT system. Stephanie Vaquer did it.
Yeah.
Stephanie Vaquer probably got a better caliber of opponent. Jordan Grace.
Julia in theory.
Like, even if they don't have the most amazing belt-to-belt matches, you are never left without the impression. Vaquer's a star, she's going on to great things. Have you seen that from Ricky Stark so far? Yeah, he had Rich Holland. I don't think Kenny Omega could have a great match with Rich Holland.
I'd love to see it so much.
I'd love to see it. Of course I would love to see it.
Like the Wesley match.
Yeah.
Bryan Danielson would have done something amazing in NXT with the people that Ricky Saints has wrestled or interacted with.
He did, EC3, of course. Chicks in America.
Bryan Danielson got started in NXT.
Yeah.
Can't forget that.
No, we can't.
Trained by The Miz.
Right. Irrespective of how dead this division is, if Ricky Starks is the guy he says he is, and he puts himself forward as nothing short of this WrestleMania headliner-elect, this superstar, this guy who would be up there with the creme de la creme, he wouldn't have bored my tits off and just been around doing 3.5s with Ethan Page. These glorified Rampage matches on NXT, PLEs. These fine, he's, I don't know, man. The guy who was, he's a self-planted industry plant. He's not backing up his words to me at all. He is doing nothing. He is doing next to nothing. What's he winning? Look at it. Oh, top wrestling stars win awards. Best on promos. Most charismatic. Match of the year. It's not me projecting this on Ricky Sainz. This is what he is saying. Yeah. What award is he going to win at the end of the year 2025? Not a thing.
Fastest champion ever in NXT.
I could do that. Because it's fake. If I just met Shawn Michaels and for whatever reason absolutely love me partner and it's you can do it to anyone, it's fake. What you know what I mean by that though? I can literally do it if someone said I said do that. It's like, right, okay.
The NXT World Heavyweight Champion, Michael Sidgwick. Let's do it.
I could. I couldn't win match of the year.
This is the genesis of McGillicuddy. Let's do it right here now.
I couldn't win match of the year. I couldn't win promo of the year. I couldn't win most charismatic of the year.
But I'm going to win the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, exactly, because someone could do that for me. Someone could make it so. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yes, yeah.
What's he going to win?
The WWE Championship. I don't know. He's going to win, like, the prize of a Fued with somebody that might... CM Punk, like, was doing it in Collision. He might get it. There is somebody on that roster, I don't know who it is right now, that could work with Ricky Sainz, that could unlock... Cody Rhodes probably wants to, like, unlock what Cody Rhodes did, that certain others did in AEW that made everybody for a minute go... He's the next Rock. He's the next guy. You can go all the way with him. We all felt those moments. So once you've had that,
it's not when he's cutting promos on MJF. He needs that person.
You
to
can definitely have. If you've had it once, you can have it again. And he does need a booker.
He needs the environment. This show stinks.
He's not. The Danielson example is a good one because he's not doing it.
Not the week to be
himself.
making that accusation, but okay.
We were
not the week to be making that accusation.
NXT is a broadcast television show that exists to present and promote stars to the public. Okay, Ricky Sainz has sometimes really appeared like he's on the cusp of stardom. In NXT, he's done the square root of all. He's turned up, he's cut a promo, it was fine. He's come around and went, oh God, it's crazy here. And
those backstage ones are grim.
Exactly. and then he's basically shouted at Ethan Page for the duration of his run. He's done nothing.
Yeah,
he's done nothing, and maybe
he's fitted in too
did
well.
Something in AEW because it's a better show with a better booker that affords people more opportunity. When was the last time Ricky Starks felt like the cock of the walk?
When he was the fastest champion in NXT history, probably. Sorry.
When was the last time Ricky Starks? You looked at him, and you thought, Jesus Christ, he's the kind of guy who walks into a bar and his dick's already been in there 2 minutes. Okay, when was the last time you saw Ricky Starks just love being Ricky Starks? Remember that when he was with Hobbs up in the gods at the in an AEW arena?
Yeah.
Like, I'm smooth, I'm suave, I'm debonair, I'm a sexy motherfucker. And he was just like, oh my God.
Probably when he was bantering off Cope.
Yeah, exactly.
That's good.
NXT can't harness that from Ricky Starks because it's not a good wrestling promotion, and Hackenbottom isn't a good booker.
Disagree.
Well,
respectfully.
I love the divide between people that like and hate NXT because there are people who I love and respect in our community, or people that review wrestling, whatever.
And then there's Wilbourn.
Yeah, fair.
That look upon it and they're disgusted.
It's trash.
Yeah. I love that there was that this real burning hatred towards NXT.
Just enjoy it. Come on, guys. New champions been crowned.
I will say,
two new champions been crowned.
My emotional connection goes
did
up
a magic job with Stephanie Vaquer.
Yeah.
So maybe it is a talent thing. Maybe it's 90% of one thing and 10% of the other. Vaquer is a talent. Jordan Grace is, but then...
Yeah, they built them up from the ground.
Up, bro. Can't do this anymore.
I don't see how you don't know how you can criticize the booker. His nickname is Mr. WrestleMania. So ever heard of him?
I think you'll find Ava's in charge around here. So.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, I'll retract that. No, I love how much people despise this show because I quite like it. And sometimes we come in these rooms.
It's very much a sliding scale.
It's one of those where, look, some people like what I'm saying.
But some people are offended by
same. They can get Stephanie Vaquer right.
Yeah.
They can get certain wrestlers, Obafemi, right.
Yes.
They can't harness pro wrestling energy. I hate to sound like one of these ball nose. If you have the pro wrestler in you, NXT and WWE will stamp it out. Ricky Starks, I know what he grew up watching. I know what he tapes he studied and traded. He's got the pro wrestler in him. You'd think he's a sports entertainer. I think he's a pro wrestler.
I think he's getting called up. I think we'll see. But I'm not certain how it's going to go. But I'm curious.
He'll do all right. The pose, people will do it in the stands.
Yeah.
You know, he needs a catchphrase. Has he got one? I know he's absolute. That's more of a nickname.
Like the commentators will say, like the Revolution.
He says it as well.
Revolution will be televised.
But like he doesn't say it as much anymore.
He needs
like
a call and response to something.
Yeah, he does. His hands, the closest he's got to his hands is his Bruce Forsyth thing, isn't it?
It's
like, that's
what you're living with here.
Oh, I thought you meant, nice to see you. To see you,
Ricky. What you're dealing with here.
Nothing for a Saints, not in this game.
We were talking about Adam Cole, whose whole thing was, I'm Adam Cole, baby. And the confidence carried that act. And he was well booked in Ring of Honor. And he was like presented as the ultimate star of stars in NXT, right? Go through a bad time, and your whole persona is, I'm so good because I'm so confident. And when you lose that confidence, it's like you're left with pretty much nothing.
Yeah.
We're seeing a death by 1,000 cuts version of that with Ricky Starks right now. His whole deal is, I'm the next big superstar, and I'm so charismatic, and I'm so confident. He has a wobble and a run in it.
Yeah.
What's left?
What if you get
Style
him,
over substance.
What if you get him a valet, and it's that woman off EastEnders who's like, Rick, hey? And then he comes out each time. What was her name?
Bianca.
Yeah.
I mean, they'd have to change her name.
Yeah, that'd confuse people. Anyway, back to NXT.
You're proposing signing Patsy Palmer.
Death Rebel start. Ricky!
Patsy Palmer
Revolution will
be
be televised.
Wait a minute. Patsy Palmer's going to be Ricky Saint's manager, and
she's from television.
She's going to win the NXT title. That's what's happening in the next few months.
Yeah. Spoiler.
Whoa. SRS, write that down.
Speaking of spoilers, actually, Sarah Schreiber's backstage with all the members of Fatal Influence, that being, of course, the former Women's North American champion, Fallon Henley, Jasmine Nix, and, of course, number one contender tonight, Jacy Jayne.
What?
She says, you was going to get a Women's Championship match all along. All it took was me to slap Stephanie Vaquer in the face. Fallon Henley says, well, I should be the one getting the title match because last time you fought Stephanie Vaquer, you lost. And Jacy fires back, well, I'm going to bring gold back to Fatal Influence because you lost your North American title to, Stephanie Vaquer. And Jacy says, I don't care if you want to be in my corner or not tonight, to be honest. Problems for Fatal Influence.
One would think. One would think.
We get a profile thing on Mike Santana ahead of his match with Tavion Heights. And before we get that match, Briggs is backstage and in walks Inamora, who returned, of course, NXT Battleground. He says he came back for Briggs. He gives him back the leather vest. And Inamora says we've got things to accomplish, like becoming NXT Tag Team Champions. And Briggs says, we'll beat the Culling. We'll go on to win the tag titles. And Inamora says, yes, or even bigger. And Briggs says, hell yeah.
Rule change. I am breaking my rule about bringing in wrestlers because I've loved Inamura since he arrived.
Yes.
And I love this pairing. And I found it earnestly quite sweet that he couldn't WhatsApp him from abroad and now he's back. This is working. It worked when they were together. There was clearly something. If he was going to be gone, then at least the benefit that was left was like Josh Briggs has got this like heartbroken Briggs gimmick. But now they're just back together. I like them a lot and I'm really glad he's here.
I like Inamura. Yeah.
Me too.
I like Inamura
Positive
a great
contribution
deal.
since he arrived.
Yeah, he's been great. He's been really good.
And then we got Mike Santana versus Tavion Heights with the no quarter catch crew, of course, in his corner. Early on, a springboard spinning crossbody from Santana drops Heights. But Tavion comes back because he can do those awesome like judo throws, basically. But Santana fights back and sends him over the ropes and dives onto him to take us to a break. When we come back, big clothesline from Tavion Heights, a gut-wrench suplex. But Santana gets back up and hits a clothesline and enziguri into a rolling cutter for two. Heights, though, hits a Death Valley driver But Santana gets Fireman's carry faceplant into his discus lariat. It's called spin the block to get the 1, 2, 3. And post-match, there's a nice show of respect. Santana hugs Tavion, and Charlie Dempsey does not like this.
I was quietly dreading this, and then I ended up being quite impressed by it. I'll be honest, right? Like, I like Tavion Heights, and I like Mike Santana, but I have no reason to think that this match will be entertaining. Not to be brutal or anything. It's just like it's a TV match. It's got it's a match to build a match, so it's got this obvious sort of naked purpose. And Tavion Heights is a rookie by every sort of sense of the definition. I thought they over-delivered. Like Tavion Heights has got good snap.
He's strong, him.
Yeah, like there is obvious intangibles that we've seen from the very beginning. There's stuff that you cannot teach because there was points when that was sort of all he had. And that's all right, it's a developmental. And you're seeing that come on in the ring now, and he's putting it together, and you like seeing wrestlers put it together. So it won't hurt him working someone like a Mike Santana who brings with him experience from loads of different areas of the Performance Center. And Mike Santana had to, I don't want to say dial it back, but had to do a little bit of the WWE compromise wrestling, and did it, and didn't like expose himself as a bore, which often happens when wrestlers that have never really been in the system have to they have to like boots and trunks themselves a bit to make sure they remember the hard camera or make sure they remember a face or something.
It's a bad system.
It's a different system. And the ones that thrive in it become the biggest stars in the whole game. So it can't be that bad. But Mike Santana was having...
All the best stars came from AEW.
Ring of Honor at bare minimum. I was always an ROH purist.
Is your favourite women's wrestler right now?
Stephanie Vaquer.
Okay, who's the top star in WWE?
CM Punk.
Is
Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's number 2. He's number 2.
WWE original, FCW original Cody Rhodes, probably. Where he developed, wasn't he?
They all came from AEW.
Florida, probably.
Stephanie Vaquer, long tenure, of course.
Love Stephanie Vaquer.
He's the AEW World Champion right now.
What? CCW's John Moxley, of course.
This is why it's more of a bit of fun. Head. No, Mike Santana had to dial it back a lot, but this didn't hurt Tavion Heights at all. I really like him. This,
it's WWE canon to go away and then get good and then come back.
It's
WWE canon.
There's loads of it.
Yeah, thank you.
The old Hulk Hogan template.
Yeah,
what do you ever do? The NQCC. How's this a success? Because it is.
Yeah.
Like they've really built something.
They're all
here.
stars and Charlie Dempsey.
And I like him now.
Yeah,
he's found his voice.
He's actually well cast. Is the boring dude who kind of knows they're better off without me.
Pass him.
They're all better off without me.
No.
You kind of need him to be boring.
Yeah.
And not a star and quite dull. And not as good in the ring as a lot of people would like him to believe, even though he gets all the opportunities to work everyone on these interpromotional shows.
Weird that. Strange that. He does. He sort of slithers between the promotions. He does. No, like a decent bit of business in every sense. This because you knew what it was for.
For all on his peach belly,
Jolly belly,
Jolly belly with his peach belly.
Yeah, good.
This is weird, right?
I saw the tweet just when we came in that someone said, "Remember Macho Man Randy Sausage?"
Yes.
This match was weird because, again, it feels like a week 2 or week 3 match for this. Welcome to WWE Santana. 2 things on this. One, I was kind of more impressed with Tavion Heights, really, because he's distinctive.
Yeah,
he's distinctive. Like that amateur stuff that he does, I really think is impressive. The deadlifty stuff. Mike Santana wrestled almost like everybody else ever, and it's a WWE thing. Don't like it, you just don't like it half the time. Most of the time, nearly all the time. And they will generic it up.
Never not an audition for these wrestlers, is it? They're always thinking it.
It's always like, how do I work this style? How do I work this style? And I saw that almost, and you just don't get the range. Santana is a real good brawler, and it's a lost art. So to see him just become, and I get it why you would want to be the WWE prototype style for the night, or I can do everything because I want to be the top star. It's like, he's such a good brawler. I'd think he's better than the Dub Bunny. It's only night 1.
Yeah, I think he might brawl a bit more with Trick because he hates him.
You'd hope
this
so.
is more respectful, hopefully.
He was better than the Dub. Now he's just a 6er.
We get a video package for High Rise, and then
With a Y and a Z, of course.
Yep.
Such a flawed group. Like, they're even having to do the promos now where he has to explain. I know I said I didn't like Friends, but now I do like Friends. They've absolutely me.
But we rise, and that's both. Yeah. And then there's Cale Dixon and Uriah Connors chatting to Mr. Chase.
Speaking of things that Jesus Christ.
He's trying to temper them somewhat. Stop being so overzealous, demanding matches, jumping into things without a plan. It's got to strike a balance between seizing the moment and kind of falling back. You need to know when to take risks and when. And Uriah says, got it, take more risks. So Cale and Uriah run up to Ava, and she says, I've only got a minute, so make it quick.
I only got a minute, make it quick.
It's like she's like a tape study is like 2014 Stephanie McMahon. She hates her roster. She's such
that is a salient point.
For this. I don't like it at all. It's like
She's got 2 assistants as well.
I know. She's got 2 assistants. She's cast as a babyface, and she hates this roster. Like, I've booked a match, like, with some more TNA people, because I'm sick of all my wrestlers. Get the out of my office. It's such a weird, I don't know if it's a choice or she's just being allowed to because the fan of our boss. Like, it's like Sean.
I miss agreeable Ava.
A little bit, like, that was
I've
always...
never missed this person in my entire life, nor will I ever.
It was always
You know
the
what I
role
mean?
of the NXT GM was to be broadly agreeable,
Just a
broadly
completely
babyface.
competent
Book a
non-entity.
match. Yeah, she's kind of cutting everybody's balls out.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
All the time.
Well, she's got a spot, you see. They want a match, and she's got a spot. And Cale and Uriah get a match next week against Dark State. And they go, what? There's like 4 of them. She goes, well, actually, there's 3 of you, so let's have a 3-on-3 match with you 3 versus 3 members of Dark State. And they're like, ugh. Well, at least we get to team up. And Mr. Chase is pissed and reminds them that they're not a team.
The camera, like, upon getting the news that they're getting Dark State, the camera pans to, like, Andre Chase for the...
Hang on, there's a... Do that again.
And the crowd that are mic'd up piss themselves.
Yes, me too.
Like a sitcom character just walked into shot. Like the special guest star. Like they are howling at the performance center. Oh, bloody hell. He didn't want it to go that way. And it's gone that way. What the is going on? What are they pumping in through that extractor fan thing that you see on the hard camera?
The WAV?
It's a laughing gas.
It was funny.
Shut up. It's friends and family. It's like a school recital.
Maybe it was Dark State watching.
Laughing.
Yeah, we're going to kick their ass.
Maybe it was Bailey.
That's why it's just all the Thunderdome.
Yeah. Oh,
It was
God.
better times, wasn't it?
Ew.
Remember that? Oh, I missed that when we had all Bailey's faces on the screens. That was class, wasn't it?
In the YouTube WWE official clip of that, there were comments saying, God, I can't wait. Fans are going to come back and ruin all this goat stuff.
There is a singular, we all know it, in WWE, AEW, there was loads, it was great boom. There is a singular pandemic moment of which we all enjoy going back and revisiting. Only one, Shane McMahon and Braun Strowman at WrestleMania 37. That's it.
Yeah.
The rest of it can go in the bin. That's it. Forever.
With the bin monster.
With the bin monster, yes. Swallowed up by the old bin monster.
I put through this bloody door.
Well,
I'm going to put it through as well, actually.
Tell you now, when these young kids apply themselves, we discussed this last week. You need to understand the beats of episodic television, Hamflett. We tried it last week, it didn't work, so let's try it again. The whole thing is they're going to get the chase point average up to a 4.0. But at the minute, they're preoccupied. They think this Chase U stuff's all about the lifestyle and, you know, they don't want to win matches and they're not getting into shape.
Kegers
and stuff are going to get there. And Andre Chase is saying it's not as easy as that. You have to work and apply yourself. It's going to be a lovely long-term story. Just let it play out and stick with it. But for now, obviously, they're too busy motorboating titties, too busy chowing on boxes, too busy chowing down on bush. I told you, get that bush out of your teeth and pay attention. You know, wipe that minge beads off your eye.
off.
And look at the lessons. I don't know. Come on. Buckle up or buckle down, which is it? What is
Knuckle
it?
down.
Knuckle down.
Buckle
up.
That's it.
Knuckle and buckle, and let's get to
Moose
work.
knuckle.
Yeah.
Moose knuckle. Down.
Stop slaying these co-eds and get to class.
AKA the match next.
Yes, exactly, because they're not trying hard enough.
Yeah. You've not seen the classroom once.
No, we did. They turned up late.
Oh, they
remember?
were late that one.
Yeah, that's the whole point, man.
Yeah,
they turned up late.
It's all happening out of class.
Yeah.
They're gonna get whipped into shape.
Yes, you're right. Sorry.
Long term.
Should be a bit more patient.
Speaking of stories, we see a sit down between Tony D'Angelo and Luca Crusifino after what happened with Stacks, obviously at NXT Battleground. And Tony says, "Oh, Luca, sit down. I thought Stacks clipped you in the desert. And you show up at Battleground like you just got off vacation. Then you went out there and just stared at me." Luca says, "Tony, I didn't know what to do. Oh, I got no time for this, Luca."
It's in Greece.
Tell me what?
Yes, broadly.
Tony, on my mother's eyes.
I got chills. And I'm multiplying over here.
Stacks that drove me into the desert and kicked me out. You gotta believe me, I was just shocked. Oh, let you out, huh? Why didn't you reach out then? So glad there's only two of them now.
Just thinking about reaching around there. Sorry.
You put the reason into hiding? Then your Stacks attacked you at the safe house? I was so worried that reaching out to you, I'd put everybody at risk. Oh! Man, this don't smell right. The Reese's phone is disconnected. I went to lie low to see what happened the past few weeks, and you had to come back. Okay, so you decided to come back. Battleground, you're grounded. Battlegrounded. From up. Cost me the match, and that was the right time. Tony, that wasn't my intention. Oh, what was your intention? What my intention was? Oh, save it. I don't know who to trust right now. You can trust in me, Tony. Scene.
I mean, excellent as always.
Thank you. It was very good.
That last little bit where Tony was like, what were you playing at? What was your intention? Well, Tony, I don't want to hear it. It was like, well, I reckon he really could have saved himself a lot of bother in the upcoming weeks if he'd have just allowed him to explain his intentions.
Yes.
It's the thing about betrayal.
I think everybody has lost interest because this was
Not me.
A restaurant table set up in the backstage area. They'd gone to the trouble of covering the table.
They used to film
restaurants.
They used to have a
It's not
bus.
safe to meet there anymore.
Well, but it's safe apparently to have these secret conversations on NXT television, and not even in a vignette
Thank
style
you.
anymore. It's just backstage. It's
Just
just
left the camera rolling, probably.
You know
watching
what?
like an
You've
Eddie
made a
Trump
very, very. They've cut the budget for Tony D and the family.
It's all
I went to the desert the other day. You kidding me?
in your mind.
You mean in the mind? You saw it. You saw it. He met him in the desert.
Oh, they did do the
They
desert.
did go to
Yeah,
the
yeah.
desert.
Obviously, yes, I've further added to that in my... Yeah. He's there,
But
take,
now this
big
is
show.
but, things are changing now.
Tony,
Things are changing.
Yeah,
Talk
we're
about
getting ready for
drafts.
the big call-up. That's
Yep,
why.
That's why. That is
That's what
why.
saving the budget for, baby.
That is why. He's not. So is the end result that like he's going to leave the mafia,
Can't do that. You're not allowed to leave. There's only two ways out, and that's dead or in jail.
dead or raw? There's only two ways out: Raw or SmackDown.
Yes.
Red or blue? I think he's on to Luca here. I think Luca's going to try and turn on him, and he's like,
Yeah.
fool me once. I don't know what the rest of that thing is. Anyway, I've just remembered, actually. I went to the dentist earlier. She still needs to polish me off. So I'm going to nip back there. And you finish talking about this. Sorry. Back in a sec. Yeah, back in a sec.
He never leaves us much else to discuss, does he? It's
He
done.
sometimes teases us up like professional.
done.
Apparently, he's going to get a blowjob from a dentist.
That was weird. I'm a bit rattled by that rather than being able to think more about the family.
Scale and polish.
Yes, maybe that was what he was talking about.
Yeah, he's just trying to do a little bit rude.
This is Dunsky, this, isn't it? Tony D and
What is Patter?
oh, that,
Oh no, the family.
the family
Yeah,
situation,
yeah, that's
Christ.
what I was talking about. That's what I was
Yeah,
talking
me
about as
too.
well. That's what I was talking about. As well.
yeah, 100%.
Hey, guys!
Hey, Stacks.
Hey,
You all
how's
right?
it going, guys?
You okay?
Pretty goddamn good mood, huh?
Well, yeah.
What about the old winning battleground with Mom?
Yeah, a big singles win for you.
Yeah, happy days. How you two doing?
Well,
He's a nice guy. Nothing to fear here.
I don't know. On recent,
put me on edge a bit.
a little bit on edge. I don't want to get the back of my head slapped, bro.
Well, I'm going to be nice to you. You two are the ones horrible to me on the I fly all the way over the podcast yesterday.
Wilbourn. I was prepared to have a chat.
Was on a goddamn pod.
That was Wills.
He's not here.
Nope.
I got nothing to fear, which ironically was the day yesterday I was looking to celebrate. Nothing to fear day. Sidge, what's the deal with fear?
Same as life, really. You live in fear if you're me.
They don't live
That's not the
in
words
fear.
of a future NXT World Champion, Sidge. Come on.
Yeah, this is true. No, fear is a sensation, a feeling, an emotion that can be triggered increasingly in this rapidly deteriorating world that we live in by almost everything. Yeah. The fate of the world, the political infrastructure of everything, the hatred that seeps into everything.
Snakes,
heights, you kind of have to just pretend things aren't happening at all times. And then that makes you kind of a bad person almost by not engaging and trying to find solutions. And then you're scared that you're a bad person, and you're scared you could possibly create a nice future for your children if you're a bitch. You're scared of trying to make things better, but you can't make things better, and that makes you feel even worse about everything and fearful for the future. All of this stuff is fear.
Because you know what a pirate's worst fear is on a blind date, huh? A sunken chest and no booty.
I like him.
I like you too. Three jokes for you guys.
I returned it.
Yeah, he's
He's still
it cuts both ways at the moment as well. Exactly.
What do you call, Sidge? What do you call a fear of giants? Huh?
Giants. I thought you said Johnny's at Giants.
Giants.
Fear of Giants. Fear 5 full fun.
Oh, I like that.
But I don't think it is. I think it's something a phobia.
Phobia.
We'll do that.
Yeah.
Fee-fi phobia.
There's a button for this.
Bingo! I was putting the cart before the horse wheel there.
Yes, you were.
I was doing that.
Yeah, good stuff.
Tell that one to your kids, obviously. Tell them this one, Hamflett. What is the distinction between nervousness, fear, and panic?
Right, I can't, I can't peanut butter my...
Yeah.
It's one of those. Yep. I think it's panic. So, what was it?
What's the distinction between nervousness, fear, and panic?
I'm going through it right now.
Yeah.
I love that joke, though. Good one. Fear, nervousness, and panic. See if it was... Is he doing one with a little bit of a... Where he does a little chuckle and then he says something lewd?
Yeah, because, he's bad now. He's a bad
He's
man.
a bastard.
The
Staxy bastard.
The member of the mafia is now bad. I don't know, man.
I don't know.
One and a two ain't bad. What is the distinction between nervousness,
There's 3
fear,
jokes.
and panic? You still got the third one to go. Don't worry. Nervousness is when your wife's pregnant. Fear is when your girlfriend's pregnant. And panic is when they both are. Question joke number 3. What does sushi have in common with anal sex? Huh?
Sushi.
Sidge, Mr. Food. What is sushi?
Never been a fan of sushi personally. Like the cliche thing is like raw fish, but it's more an eclectic range of stuff.
What? Yeah, what?
I don't know what defines sushi even. I keep far away from that. Never liked it.
You see it in Tesco's now. That's the closest exposure I've ever had to sushi. What is that? Like rolled, like it's black, isn't it? Like
It's like a leaf, I think.
it's edible.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I've just
It's like a cup, like a pot.
yeah.
No, you eat it.
Throw it away afterwards. I wasn't sure. Yeah.
Got to be something about raw in this. It's
It's got to be something raw.
raw.
It's much better raw.
I like that laugh, CG. I like that.
Something about. This is Stacks, by the way, not me. But something
I
about
know where you're going with this.
eating ass and eating raw sushi. Oh no, he said anal sex,
Anal
didn't
sex.
he?
Yeah.
Analingus. That wouldn't work.
Nori, that thing's called, by the way.
Nori, yeah.
The seaweed that you wrap around the rice, which wraps around the
Yeah.
raw sushi.
Oh.
Or raw fish, rather.
I'm going to go with... That's always raw, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I don't know, man.
Don't know.
What does sushi have in common with anal sex? You either love it, hate it, or you're scared to try it. And if you hate it, people keep trying to convince you that yours just wasn't prepared properly. See you later, guys. Go yourself.
He's going to break that radiator one of these days. The radiator.
I don't think he cares anymore, you know.
No.
I think he's got too comfy around these parts.
I think he really has as well, bro. Bye, Stacks.
What's going on here?
He missed Stacks and he's causing rampages again.
And she just wanted to clean my teeth a bit more. I didn't realise that
What were you going back for?
was on the cards. I got confused.
What did you think you were going back for?
Polish.
But what's the polish if not the...
Especially in the context of a dentist.
Trick Williams is here.
She's going to suck your cock.
Never know.
Too much teeth. A dentist.
As long as it's not too tidy.
I think lewd. He says to cut the music when he gets down to the ring.
There's loads of the show left.
Yeah.
Loads of it.
Lucky boys.
The sexiest, most entertaining superstar alive, he calls himself. Hollywood Trick is finally here. He's making history. An NXT superstar holding TNA gold. Runs down his NXT accomplishments and says, whoa, don't start clapping now. Because weren't you the same ones clapping and playing sing-along with Average Joe? Huh? And speaking of average and stupid, why are people trying to figure out the line? Don't cross Trick Williams. I am the line. People in NXT didn't appreciate me. I'm going to go to TNA and hold the gold. Mentions people like Kurt Angle, Drew McIntyre, Bully Ray, AJ Styles. None of them compared to Trick Williams, especially not Joe Hendry, he says. He's turning his back on the people because they turned their back on him. He's going to TNA, and they're going to make some changes there. It's not TNA anymore. It's Trick NA. Nice.
The rules are right off the tongue.
Not great, is it? Trick NA. Not great at all. Nor was this. This was all out of the shop. He's, what? There was a line in the middle that he referred to himself as. Have you got it there? Like, I'm the something, I'm the, like, I can't remember what he said, measuring trick would have been better.
Measuring trick.
He's got it. But that was because he started out with like Mr. Hollywood or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Halfway through,
Hang on.
he
I'm
changed
trying to dig this
direction
out.
and called himself something else. And then he was like, I've got this title, haha, take that TNA. But actually, no, in fact, take that NXT. I'm going to go and talk turkey with the president. I don't think he knows what this is. He felt ill at ease cutting this. I didn't sense, he was asking Shawn Michaels, like what's my motivation?
Yeah,
I don't think Shawn would have an answer for him.
So what does he want? Does he like TNA or not?
Don't know.
Because wasn't the thing like the guy from TNA at Battleground, you grounded what?
Yeah.
It was a bit like, oh God, he's the champion.
Yeah.
Bad news. Now he's like, oh, they didn't like me over in NXT, so I'm going to TNA.
He's going to go to TNA and we're like, I'm just here to help guys and represent the brand. Ooh.
Yeah.
And then, like, he's still going to presumably feud. Well, he's got Santana, obviously. And he's going to feud with Joe Hendry, TNA-centric babyface. He's going to be like, I'm not convinced your interests are the best for this company.
I think he just thought now he's the champion, he can shape that company in his own image and make them appreciate him.
Yeah.
Austin into WCW sort of thing. But anyway, we're halfway through. Santana comes out to interrupt him. And he said, look, he wants to give him props for Sunday. But Trick says, you made your first mistake by interrupting the champion. He says, you're not a real champion. And you made a terrible first impression as TNA's champion by running down TNA. TNA's been killing the game day after day.
Killing the game.
And he's not going to sit back and watch Trick tear the place down after what he and the locker room have done to build it up. That ain't happening, he says. Trick says you don't know how things work. You've never been TNA champion. When you're world champion, you call the shots. Santana says, Trick, you make me laugh, but you piss me off too. I'm a loud and proud Boricua from the Bronx, New York, baby. Crowd love this. He's seen people like Trick come and go. He's a pretender, pretend fighter, pretend rapper in high heels and tight-ass pants. Ooh, got him. And after Sunday at Battleground, he's a pretend-ass champion. Santana is the illest he's ever come across, and he's the one that's going to take the TNA World title from Trick. Trick says, let's be real. I'm going to take these lemon pepper steppers and beat your ass. And then who should appear on the screen but TNA Director of Authority, Santino Marella, who says, whoa. Guys, take it easy. I can see this conversation is getting a little too heated. Let me just say this, Tricky Williams. Funny. Congratulations. As the TNA Director of Authority, let me just tell you this. As the TNA World Champion, you will be a fighting World Champion. So next week, I've already spoken to Ava. She hasn't got a surname. She's the Rock's daughter and general manager. You'll defend the TNA title against TNA's very own Mike Santana. And there's a stare down. Santana offers his hand. Trick just walks away, then tries to cheap shot him, but bam, gets dropped by Santana and chucked out of the ring, and title's there, and Santana holds it up.
I just can't fake enthusiasm for this. I can't.
Yeah, it's awful, isn't it? It's not awful. It's just so mediocre.
Yeah, so
Two
mediocre.
bad wrestling promotions doing a cross-promotional relationship. Whoop-dee-doo.
A bit. Like, it's making one bad promotion. I'll let the viewers decide which one I'm referring to. Like, I don't think there's any heat between these at all.
Whenever there's there isn't. And whenever there's a cross-promotional relationship, yes, AEW, I guess, has got similarities with New Japan, but they've got their own distinct identities and stuff. For virtually its entire existence, TNA has been this acolyte of WWE, and they just take their model and guidebook and playbook and whatever you want. Style guide, everything. Stupid dickhead authority figure, Santino Marella, presides over this sports entertainment landscape with backstage camera, invisible camera skits, and this broadly WWE style fare. It just feels like a developmental brand within a developmental brand that's already got Evolve, which is a developmental brand, which has already got LFG, which is a developmental within a developmental within a developmental.
Don't forget WWID.
Oh, Jesus.
Several of those hot prospects.
It's all fed at the end of the day.
Next in line, guys.
And then I see the odd clip of Evolve, people murking it. People are dunking on it, and it's just like Stevie Turner just being Ava and having conversations with people from Evolve, and it's just all the same nonsense slop.
She was the only person on this entire show that Ava didn't bury. She was like, hello, Ava, boss. And Ava's like, hello, Prime Minister. Because that's obviously a little bit that she's got on Evolve. Everybody else is buried 6 foot deep by the final boss. And she was like, hello, Prime Minister. I like your little joke. And even then, it was kind of a hair ruffle thing, so she kind of buried it too. I don't know this. I'm sorry.
Don't apologise.
You're in NXT.
He loves everything.
Yeah. No, but did you you into this interpromotional? Ooh.
Yeah. I'm excited to see what happens next week. I mean, obviously, I think Trick Williams retains.
Will you tune in to the TNA shows in which Trick Williams defends this title, or headlines of pay-per-view or something?
Yeah, I suppose it depends what they do with him going forward with that. I'd be interested to see what they do, but I mean, it's like when we watched Kenny and Christian, was it, back in the day? It'll probably be like, right, there it is. I'm not bothered about the rest of it, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah. It was the first Rampage, wasn't it?
Their first
Christian beat
Rampage.
for the title, yeah.
What an awesome little match that was.
But speaking of Ava, she walks up to Stephanie Vaquer backstage and says, you're going to have a tag match, a Worlds Collide against Chick Tormentor and Dallas. She needs a tag partner, but
Everyone knows she's a tag partner.
Yeah.
Vaquer
Where's she going to find one?
is going to concentrate on defending her title and then worry about it afterwards. But then thankfully, Lola Vice shows up. Says, I'll do it. That's easy.
Yep. If I know one thing about rooms that are approximately the size of that, you'd hear the creak in the door. When Sax comes in, we always hear the door open and close. It was as if Lola Vice was there the whole time.
Yeah.
Dude,
Right into the shot.
I'm here.
Yeah. I got it. Oh.
That was convenient.
Didn't see Stephanie Vaquer even really agree to it with a look or anything.
Yeah.
It was like, good job done.
That was easy.
I keep talking about how busy I am. It seems like all the tasks have been done for you.
Then we got Jaida Parker versus Tatum Paxley.
Can't remember.
What, the match?
Yeah, don't come to me for comment.
Okay. It's a brilliant match, this. I loved all the moves in it. There's a sunset flip from Tatum.
Used all 6.
Double underhook suplex. Slams Jaida into each of the turnbuckles. But Jaida comes back, reverses, hits a backstabber and a teardrop. But Tatum fires back with clotheslines and a step of Inseguri. Off the ropes, flip rocker dropper from Tatum Paxley. That sends Jaida to the outside. But as they're getting back in, I'm not sure what the ref was. Oh, maybe he just saw this and didn't care. Jaida grabs one of Tatum Paxley's dolls, the ginger one, Darlene, chucks it into the ring, and that obviously causes huge flashbacks for Tatum Paxley, and that allows Jaida to hit the hypnotic for the 1, 2, 3. Thea Hale runs in afterwards because obviously she got hit by Jaida Parker's ass last week.
I said this at the time. It is really weird, and I don't think it works. And like loads of things in wrestling bend the fictional rules of the universe, but this one's always too much for me. Like them talking about real life releases and then it being central to the story without them ever being able to mention why her friends abandoned her. She's upset because her friends have left her, but they haven't. The company
fired them, and then they can still meet up for dinner.
Yeah, it just doesn't really work.
It's stupid.
And
she's crazy, don't forget.
Well, she's kind of wrestling like adequate to sometimes good wrestling.
Yeah.
I would like to see her wrestle more to her character, because it's like she's patrolling the backstage area in tears, holding dolls. And I'm kind of daft, me, and I'm really upset, and I'm really stressed. Flip rocker dropper. And it doesn't
like good strategy for the match.
Yeah, it's
when does she like study tape on her opponent?
Yeah.
When does she like run through like I don't know? Does she have a notebook of like if I do this, like she's got this in her locker. I reckon if I've got a move that's actually a good counter to that. Mm-hmm.
I think
so. This is the game plan.
Yeah,
it's not happening.
Stupid.
No, I think she does that. That makes all the sense in the world.
She watches with the dolls.
She watches it with the dolls in an attempt to recapture. But I think bigger picture stuff, mate. Come on.
I retract my critique, sir.
Yeah, come on. Just got to...
You know what I mean? Like, Abdullah the Butcher. Like, a really good, like, oh, Christ, he's a lunatic character in pro wrestling history. Like, you know what he did? Walk around an arena just wailing on people and getting a fork out and stabbing them in the head. And that's what Tatum Paxley should be doing.
Yeah.
You know, realistically, yeah. Mm. But you can't brawl. You have to have the exact same match and the exact athletic moves in the same order, irrespective of whether you're a lunatic.
We get a hype video on Jasper Troy, who looks awesome. Comes out with the chains. And it's Chen XT, baby. Yeah. Dante Chen's back. Great to see him.
That's great.
And he got some offense in on Jasper Troy. I thought he was going to, I was like, oh no, poor Dante's going to get destroyed here. And he did eventually. He got manhandled for large parts of it. Big clothesline from Troy, sending Chen to the outside and then just picking him up and dropping him throat first onto the ropes and hitting him with the body avalanche and the backbreaker and then just stretching him over his legs. But Chen fights back there, hits some knees and some kicks, step of Inseguri, tornado DDT, pump kick, tries for the Hadouken, and Troy's like, nah, and just hits him with a huge running body avalanche, and the black hole slam gives Jasper Troy the 1, 2, 3. We'll talk Obafemi in a second, but yeah, I like this.
I like it too. A debuting big guy that doesn't need to do much, but that's the point. I was watching from the vault an upload of like some never before seen earthquake squashes when they brought in John Tenter, and it's the same thing most times, but they're just tweaking what bit gets over with the live crowd and the gear and all that kind of stuff. And it's so simple but well performed, it remains timeless. And this was that. Like, I don't know what his ability level is, nor do I really know what his ceiling could be, but he's massive, and he performs the massive guy moves quite well. So for like week 2, and the fact that they're going to go with him as this like Obafemi like TV rival, I'm into it. No,
he's got no presence whatsoever. Like, no presence whatsoever. Obafemi immediately was like, that dude could wreck people. That dude radiates a sense of he could mess someone up. He could rock someone's shit. This guy just felt like a...
I like that running flattener.
Yeah. It's just I don't get the nasty, like, I don't know. I'm not. I should be scared of a guy who looks that big, but I'm not, and that is pretty fatal to an act like that 10 times out of 10. We'll see. I mean, he's so wet behind the ears.
Yeah.
so green, so inexperienced. You can develop Aura. You can. We'll see, but it's too early to judge. That would be the nice thing for me to say, wouldn't it?
Post-match, Obafemi's music hits and he's in the stands, or the, what's it called? Eagle's Nest or whatever it is.
The Regal's Nest.
Yeah.
Wild Games.
He says he's very impressed with Troy, but he's classy enough to show him a bit of respect, which he didn't obviously get last week from Troy. Could have beaten him like a thief. But he's not going to do that. Hope you enjoyed your 5 seconds of fame, because now you've got my attention, the ruler's attention. Your 5 seconds are over.
That's it. I want to see the match.
Yeah.
Like I do. I want to see these two running.
I do want to see the match. I do want to see the match.
Then we cut backstage to the Wren-QCC. Charlie Dempsey, hey, Miles, proud of you. Tavion, proud of you. Great performances. But you both lost. So you can't do it as singles competitors, can you? So I think you need to take a step back and refocus. And Miles Bourne, quite rightly, is like, what? No. Just because I lost to Obafemi, I proved at Battleground I belong on that PLE stage. And here Ren go like, yeah, you did. And Dempsey's like, not sure you're ready to navigate the waters of NXT on your own. Bourne's like, all right, let's have a match next week. If I beat you, I can leave. I didn't realize he was tied to anything, to be perfectly honest, as well. But yeah, they're going to have a rounds match next week. If he beats Charlie Dempsey, he's allowed to leave the Wren-QCC.
Always go back to them bloody rounds.
Oh, and I saw the graphic, and I'm like, for God's sake.
But they're getting to the point with this. They kind of haven't like done the usual thing of, well, it's uneasy around the stable at the moment. But then a year later, like the Fraxing thing we're on about, Charlie Dempsey will probably win. And then the tension becomes, now you really want Miles Bourne to get out. But I've enjoyed all the developments here. They've really got something with Miles Bourne and Tavion Heights. And then in its own way, Charlie Dempsey.
Yeah. I think he's going to do something really, like, it's going to be like, I don't know, 2-2.
Yeah.
And he's really struggling. And he's like, right, that's the end. We didn't say how many rounds. So 2-2's a draw, so.
Don't hate that. Don't hate it.
Right, we'll save it all for next week, obviously.
Yeah.
Then out comes, or in the ring, I should say, he's already new North American champion, Ethan Page, looking resplendent and unaffected by his match earlier with Ricky Saints. He's celebrating, feeling good, all that. He's interrupted by Javon Evans, who talks about the history they've got, congratulates him. Does Javon, saying, I can't think of anyone more undeserving to hold the title. Talks about him costing him last week in that triple threat, of course. But he's spoken with Ava, and Worlds collide. Ethan Page is going to defend the North American title against him. And Page's like, you don't deserve a shot. Maybe you should put a mask on, even though you're not a luchador. But Evan says, whoa, let me finish. This isn't just about NXT. This boy is, and everyone's like, bouncy. There's another one as well. And it's Laredo Kid. Brilliant. He's in the audience. Thanks, Javon. Introduced himself as the most complete luchador you'll ever see.
You'd probably agree with that.
Yeah. He's won titles in AAA and TNA, but now he's coming for the North American
competition
title.
for like the most complete luchador?
Rey Mysterio, probably. Ethan Page.
Even now when he's a bit broken down?
Yeah, Dragon Lee, probably. Or, well, speaking of which, Ethan Page says, I'm not doing triple threat. Evan's like, forgot there's one more. Bloody Ray Phoenix is here. He says, good to be in NXT.
He's already...
They have f***ed him. He is finished.
He's already doing that NXT.
Phoenix.
Time to go down and do some jobs in NXT.
God. What the hell happened to this business?
He's heard a lot.
This is a four-way match, yeah?
He's heard a lot about the passion.
Why is he happily introducing his opponents in a fight? Hey, I'm going to kick that guy's ass. It's pathetic.
He's excited to test himself. He's a young upstart, is Javon Evans. Nice guy, and he's happy anyone other than Ethan Page leaves as North American champion. But yeah, Ray Phoenix has said a lot about the passion in NXT, and says you're going to lose it, the North American title page, at Worlds Collide.
Not to me, though. The weirdo kid, if anything. I'm going to cut an else chance. I don't beat anybody.
It's the ultimate. Good night, Springton. There will be no encores. There's a passion in this place. Jesus Christ. Do you I'd love to be a fly on the old wall, that performance center. Oh, get away from the old conspiracy theories, fly away. In case you get your mind warped. Do they churn out this relentlessly samey stuff with like, oh, we should talk about the passion. Yeah, it's really cool. Oh God, passion probably. You know what I mean? Like to say the same old things over and 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 over again, and just like enjoy it and think it's good.
I just think it's always a good job when the wrestlers come from different bits of the building because there'd be a proper pile up on the ramp if they weren't like, I was lucky I was walking in this corner. Well,
do they just all sit there, bored, tired, phone it in and think, oh, we can just do this and this. A promo train? Yeah, whatever. Or do they think it's good?
I think they think it's acceptable. They're wrong.
And evidently, because they do it all the time.
Yeah. I couldn't believe it was Rey Fenix that came out here. Not that I was still fighting for this title or anything, but Jesus Christ, that's pathetic. That is the absolute first cast iron, can be no debate, poorly fumbled. Like, without question. I felt it at WrestleMania, quite honestly, but like, Jesus Christ. What the hell happened?
Just taking a step back before he takes his steps forward. Just round off those edges, down in NXT, and we'll get you ready for the main roster.
It's going to be some like...
Get all that muck off you, and then we'll get you ready for proper. Come on.
The Abyss.
Yeah.
There's going to be some like Lucha Brothers, Fraxium banger down the line. See?
There you go.
Things could be good all the time. Things could be good all the time.
They are good. We're getting a four-way, mate.
I've got a feeling...
Laredo kid, mate.
I've got a feeling, guys, we've got our new Rey Mysterio, and it's Rey Mysterio.
Yeah. Same old problem, isn't it? Yeah. It's Rey again.
We were through this door. It's the brand new Rey Mysterio. Door opens. It's just box loads of stem cells.
Favorite Laredo Kid match?
It's hard to choose, so I'm gonna have to go back and watch it, and I'll report back next week.
Okay.
Yeah.
You actually reviewed one on Dynamite, bro.
Oh God, it wasn't that one. That's for sure. Right. We're back in Ava's office.
If there are any AEW fans, listen, I apologize in advance. I'm not here for the review tomorrow.
Oh,
That's for sure.
We'll be nice. We won't do any. We'll behave.
Didn't last time, so.
Yeah,
well, that was a Dynamite preview. That was.
And you knew about it because we always get grass stuff.
Yeah.
They were saying nasty things about AEW. So it's get him. Get him.
I'll get them.
Actually, technically, it wasn't us. It was Odrick Trong.
That's right.
So, as long as they don't book him.
And he's not booked. God, I hope he's booked.
There's only one match we know of, so you're telling me there's a chance.
The paragon of virtue himself.
So we go to Ava's office, and there's Ava.
This is who your Grassner's up to. He likes it.
There's Ava. There's
Mikey likes it.
Yeah, I know. That's sick, that one.
It's an ECW.
Yeah, I know, but like, he gives a yick.
All right. The Sidgwick.
Wick wreck. Mikey likes it, wick wreck. I don't know.
Jesus Christ.
We're infected by you all. Apart from Nicholas, he's still there.
What did I do?
Yeah, he's the normal one in the room.
Mikey likes it.
It feels like a bookend to the start of this podcast as well.
Yeah, hopefully you're at the end.
we're very nearly there. We're in Ava's office, and there's Stevie Turner and our other assistant, whose name
Stone.
he can't believe.
Sorry, what was he called again?
Robert Stone.
There you go.
Quite rightly, everyone's like, I thought Sean Legacy was still one contender. We're going to have 2 title matches.
I think there's booking happening here, by the way. Sean Legacy.
Hope so. It's a television show about wrestling.
Sean Legacy has been asked to prepare for now a minimum of 3 different champions. And I think he will lose. And I think it's actually a character development thing. I think like he was thinking, oh, great, I've got this Ricky Saints match. And
it's
then
the wrong tapes.
Ethan Page jumped the queue. No, all right, Ethan Page it is. A frigging 4-way. Like, it could be any of them. And this idea is, I'm already a rookie. It's hard enough for me to get a title around here. And I think that's what they're doing. And like, because it is pretty weird that he's had his match delayed 3 separate times now and there's multiple different opponents and he's just like, I've come out and done my bloody told.
Oh, bear with me now. WWE has hastily purchased AAA because it was gotten to by the fact that it's another story for another day. None of this was planned. This got gotten to real quick.
And Sol Ruka and Zarya find Tatum Paxley. Not in the best way backstage, but they say if you need someone to talk to, we'll be there for you. But I'm not sure if you noticed this very subtly in the background. There's the culling watching on.
Background. As close as we are.
They might as well have kicked a chair over.
Might as well have interrupted.
I was like, oh, he's going to say something now, like, oh, you know,
yeah.
You never know who your friends could be. No.
said the first time, right? But when he does that the first time he ever did that, God, that's the ticket. That is the ticket.
My ticket to the top.
Top heel city.
You know why, don't you? Because when he turns babyface. What? 10. It's like put them both together.
God.
That's the same guy.
I'm not being funny. When you think of like Sean Spears, he's been in a developmental system. We worked this out again in 2005, was it? Or 2006?
So, yeah.
He's been in school longer than Screech. Yes.
I was just checking when Javon Evans was born then. I was
2004,
thinking 2004.
Yeah.
Real close there. Main event time.
I'm getting real hungry.
NXT Women's
I just want to go home. I'm getting
Now you sound like an NXT wrestler.
I'm getting real hungry.
Starving, guys. Starving for opportunity.
I should use that.
Yeah.
I should write that down.
You should work the Great American Bash. Imagine the optics win. We've only gone and got AEW's Michael Sidgwick to work the Bash against All In.
Not part of the promotion.
I
should be a consultant.
You know his finisher should be?
I should be a consultant there.
You know his finisher, the bookend.
I like it. You want to guess something happened for my tea tonight? It's it's a bit of Hamflett.
Oh.
That's why it's relevant.
Oh.
That's why.
bread with the
Toast
middle ripped out.
sandwiches. Soup.
No.
Crisp butties.
No.
How's the cooking going, by the way?
It's not going.
Yeah.
That's not true.
Oh.
I had for lunch today.
Pot noodle.
No. It was like a sort of semi-homemade curry with cauliflower and peppers in. Where it started like that sauce in there, that started as a paste. Let me tell you.
But then it developed into a sauce.
It did.
I like that.
Thank you.
No, it's good there.
I did put some pepper in because I was like, I know that's not going to be hot enough because it's only supermarket heat and I want it a little bit hotter. And I had some cauliflower and some peppers in the fridge that were definitely going to go out of date. So in that went.
Yeah, good stuff. I like this.
Humble beginnings.
Yes. So I think Sidge.
I can't cook either.
I had humble beginnings.
What about
Well, you were...
last night's kebab / takeaway, but in bread?
Oh, yeah.
See what I mean? Like,
You're so goddamn close.
Oh, okay. I
So
know you like to order like a big, like a Chinese or something, but with an eye on, if we can order a big one, then
blows me away that because I'm just eating the whole thing.
yeah.
So
I'm
it was a
for ages
struggle
ago.
because what I got last night was delicious, but it's a bit of a Hamflett. I think you might turn your nose up, but even Nicholas definitely would.
Ooh, interesting.
Curry pizza.
Oh.
Yes. Yes. I mean, I wouldn't order it, but I would eat it.
You ever had one?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever had it.
Great. So basically, it's exactly what it sounds like, mate.
Put your
It's-
hands together.
It's the pizza dough, but instead of like a tomato sauce, they put a goddamn curry on it.
Ooh.
And then they put all the cheese on it, and then they put it in the old oven.
Like
I had a chicken bolty pizza. It was sensational. And it's not that stupid an idea, because obviously curries go with bread and naan, so the base counts.
Balti pies are nice. Like chicken balti pies and
Yeah,
chicken katsu curry pies and the like, they're nice.
And then like cheese goes with. That's great.
Yeah.
So I'm leftovers of that.
Despite all of your accents on this podcast, that is the one thing we need to apologise to Italy for. So
Yeah,
there you go.
this is true. Hey, not for me. I like it.
I want that now.
I like what you like, Sidge. You like what you like.
Order one.
Yeah, I might do. Yeah, like if you had a stuffed crust curry pizza,
You're taking that too far now.
that's just
That's a
more cheese.
monstrosity.
More
You know,
cheese on
you
the
know who
edge,
you're
man.
working with, yeah. So come on.
Cheese
I
on the
know.
edge.
There was an option for our
Yeah.
for our orders.
Stephanie Vaquer versus Jacy Jayne for the NXT Women's Championship was the main event. Vaquer wasn't messing about. Slid in, brawl, in control, dominates, sends her into the buckles. But here comes Chick Tormentor and Dallas for a distraction. Low Device cuts him off, and Vaquer hits.
It's your favorite Chick Tormentor match.
I never claimed to be a fan. Vaquer hits 619 to a spring.
It's good stuff. It's so shocking, but it's good. Proper Shan.
We go to a break, come back, and Jayne hits one of her awesome. I do love her running kicks to the face.
Yeah.
She doesn't hold back, does she?
Nah, last couple of weeks she's really done wrestling practice.
Yes.
All the people you've pretended to like, how bad was the person? No, not them.
Vaquer comes back, though, with 2 tilt roll backbreakers. There's a double dive.
Think about this guy. He says what we're all thinking, huh?
There's a double diving face buster.
Like it is.
Both down. Back up, Jayne hits a knee to the face. Tries a cannonball, but Vaquer moves. Nice dragon screw, as always, from Stephanie Vaquer. Jacy bails to the outside. Vaquer dodges a kick and face plants Jacy on the apron. Sends her into the ring steps, rolls her in. Double underhook into a double knee to the head. SVB, but Fallon distracts her, and Jacy charges but collides with Fallon. And Vaquer knocks Jacy to the outside. Fans are loving the usual. Yeah, obviously. That's to come, actually, I should say. Because
that's gotten over in a different way now, by the way. That's definitely advanced from Booker T's a weird pervert to it's one of the biggest things you set up.
They're all gooners.
Maybe it's a gooner thing. I don't know, but it just feels like it's taking.
They're all going,
Yeah.
Jacy and
They're not
Fallon.
going, yeah, grunting.
Fair point.
Jacy and Fallon argue on the outside because of the coming together. Jasmine tries to play peacekeeper, but they shove her out
She
of the
seems
way.
to love it, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gotten over, isn't it? You know, so like.
Yeah.
But real problems for Fatal Influence here. Jasmine's just trying to help. She's out of the way. Vaquer goes up top and jumps onto the two of them. Nyx just walks away. Vaquer rolls Jacy in. Hits Devil's Kiss. Does a head scissors to the Booker T reaction, as we mentioned. Then gets Jacy Jayne in an armbar, and we're thinking, right, here comes the finish. But in amongst all this, Nyx has taken the referee. Fallon Henley, tiger feint kick around the ring post to break up the armbar. Jayne hits Vaquer with a roaring elbow. 1, 2, 3, to the shock of everyone. People in the crowd, Mike Rome, commentators, everyone like that. Jacy Jayne is NXT Women's Champion.
I absolutely loved this. And there's loads I want to praise about it. But I was reminded of Sidge's thing when we was talking about Anarchy in the Arena. I think you were talking about the baby faces. And you were like, I haven't felt like this for baby faces since I was like 7 years old.
Love them.
You are genuinely shocked when wrestling reminds you of what you felt about wrestling when you were 7 years old. And Stephanie Vaquer is probably my favorite wrestler at the moment. And my favorite wrestler lost the belt. And I just sat there and like, in this, you catch yourself, but in a split second of angry disbelief. What the
Yeah.
Like I was like, the reactions that they found in the crowd. Yes, the Mike Rome one was worked. Brilliant. Because they read the room fantastically well. Yes, they produced that, but they were hip to how it was going to go down. You can't, if you do that Mike Rome
Some of
thing,
the facial expressions on the crowd here were brilliant.
if you do that Mike Rome thing and nobody in the building cares, that looks so dumb.
Yeah.
And it looks so forced and fake. But they knew exactly how this was going to be reacted to. They'd booked towards it. The Fatal Influence twist of it all, of like, this was a long game. This was like a long con of getting this belt off Stephanie Vaquer because Jacy Jayne's not in it. She was shocked. Like, we can't believe the plan has worked. Like, we had this plan laid out, but even then, it's still Stephanie Vaquer. It's not going to work. Oh, bloody hell, it's worked.
Yeah.
I've won the belt. Like, this couldn't, the match was good. Jacy Jayne's had 2 of them now. Good for her. Like, but like, that wasn't really what this was about. There was a certain tone to this that was very similar to a match that both me and Sidge love, which was Bayley versus Eva Marie, where it's like, there's all these run-ins, there's all these things, but Bayley gets it done. But my God, you're going to feel stressed along the way. And then Stephanie Vaquer doesn't get it done.
Yeah. It was very much a...
Oh my God.
But oh my God.
Oh my God. Like, I just end to end loved the presentation of this. I was furious with the baddies for robbing my favourite goodie. And then you remember, no, hang on, what's going on here? And then you think, well, she's probably getting called up. Awesome. Not before time. Raw or SmackDown is going to benefit massively from Stephanie Vaquer, who I, by the way, would chuck in Money in the Bank and give her it. Like,
Wow.
They went that fast, that hot with her in NXT, and it was effective. And she, like, living up to it would be patronising her. She took the piss. She made it look easy. I think they, like, speed run this with her because you've got Evolution 2 on the horizon, and straight away you've got her established as this main roster threat with this briefcase and kicking ass. Like, this was fantastic for me.
I could scarcely believe how sophisticated the post match of this was. Jesus Christ, Jacy Jayne's face was amazing. Like I did do this. Like the instant, like
She's been pulling 50 and all along she only needed 1.
yeah.
Right.
I just love that realization of I'm shocked, and then in her head, no, own this moment. It's yours. You've done it. I just thought that was great. The faces of the fans for once were like, it just felt like this, like they just stripped every layer of just fakeness around NXT and created this thing that was still fake, but felt incredibly real. The match, I mean, it was weird. Like, it was almost to the benefit of the most important thing, that the match was not dramatic, really. That it was, like, quite well worked, because Jacy Jayne is a lot further along than a lot of the women there, and is actually, at this point, very extra, but a very good professional wrestler, you know? I'm so glad the match wasn't this overachieving, like, dramatic back and forth. Maybe, because I thought the finish was a little bit anticlimactic.
Yeah.
Sudden, but, like, by...
I was ready for it to be like, kick to the arm bar. 1, 2, kick.
It's not the only Brock and Undertaker comparison, is it?
I know.
Like, they captured that. It was.
I had that stupid Excalibur voice that he does going through my head. 1, 2, kick out. No kicker. Weird.
Yeah.
Vaquer did a great job tearfully celebrating it. And it's time. Don't piss about with her in NXT. It is goddamn time. And, like, this is a very, very flattering comparison. So don't, if you're a big fan of Io Sky, don't take it the wrong way. She's stood the speed run of how Io Sky got over. She's got this incredible bit of audience call and response interaction. They are in love with her. It took them 2 minutes practically, of 3 friggin' weeks. Just ready-made. Do not piss about. Get her on that main roster. She's the best wrestler in the company, potentially. Outright.
Yeah.
Don't piss about. Perfect result. Perfectly well done. By far the best thing NXT has done.
It's going to be the best moment of the year. This won't. I don't think this will get touched this year. The best moment of the year.
The best thing they've done in terms of booking, in terms of TV, at least this year. They probably did something good last year. I just can't remember.
Well, congratulations to new NXT Women's Champion, Jacy Jayne. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below, or on X at WhatCulture WWE. Watch, they can follow all 4 of us. You can follow Michael Hamflett at
Michael Hamflett.
Follow Michael Sidgwick at
M. Sidgwick.
Follow our brilliant producer Adam Nicholas at
It's Adam Nicholas.
And you can follow me at Adam Wilbourn. Follow us all at WhatCulture WWE, and make sure you subscribe to WhatCulture Wrestling wherever you get your podcasts from for daily wrestling podcasts. The Dynamite preview is available right now. But for now, it's been the NXT review. My thanks to Hamflett, to Sidgwick, to Stacks. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you soon.